Coach Eric here, bringing you the essential tips to get you through Ironman 70.3 Crit Zona. The first thing it's not a criterion. Are you sure? You gotta be kidding me. Look at all these turns. Okay, let's try it again. This video is gonna have the essential tips that you need if you're racing 70.3 Ironman Arizona out in Tempe. Here we go. In the morning, transition area is gonna be dark, so bring your headlamp. The transition surface is gonna be grass. It's gonna be low to high 50s in the morning, so if you're coming from a place like Pittsburgh, you could probably wear a tank top and shorts, but if you live in Arizona or anywhere where it's warm, you're probably gonna wanna bring something like this, keep you warm. However, later in the day, it's gonna be 80s to 90s before the race is all over, with absolutely no shade on the bike or the run. Swim course, there is no pre-swimming the days leading up to the race, only on race day. The temperature usually hovers between that 75 and 77 degrees. So if you're going for world championship slots, you probably aren't gonna be able to wear a wetsuit, but everyone else, it should be wetsuit legal for you. This race starts early with the gun going off at 6:20 a.m. I repeat, 6:20 a.m. The sun doesn't even rise till 6:36. But you got dawn about 6:10, so there is enough light, at the start, and it is a rolling start. So when that gun goes off, you're going to just everyone snake in into the course. You're going to seed yourself based on the time that the Ironman will post in the corral, so that you line up with similar swimmer speeds. I don't think I've ever seen a wave in Tempe Town Lake. I'm sure there's been one at some point, but it's going to be really, really calm. Just the mass of people are going to be causing all the waves. But don't worry about the natural elements typically with the water. It's a little bit of a zigzaggy course. You swim out a couple of buoys, you make a hard right turn, then you're going right into the sun, but it's just for a couple buoys. You make a hard left turn, just for a couple buoys, and you make another left turn. You got a fairly long straightaway, and then that's the best part about that, is that it's really all away from the sun. Swimming west, you make a left, another left, and you head into transition. So for the majority of the course, you are not swimming into the sun, which is awesome, just that part of the first segment. But even so, it gets pretty bright pretty quick, so I would still wear a lightly tinted goggle. Last thing about the swim course, the lake is very, very narrow. So if you're breathing on one side, mostly the left in this course, you'll be able to see the buoys. But if you do breathe on your right, for the most part, you'll be able to see the edge of the lake, the wall, and there might even be pedestrians walking on it at that time, where you're able to sight if you don't usually breathe on your left side. So either breathing will hopefully be okay for this course. Bike course, 3 laps, 5 U-turns per lap, which means 15 U-turns during the race. And I'm not even gonna count up how many total turns there are. Ridiculous. It might as well be a criterium. The race is going to get crowded. There's going to be times where you're going to have to get used to yelling on your left, because you're passing so many people, and you're going to hear on your left a ton of times probably. And just be aware of that. It happens in every race, but it's going to happen a lot. But it gets really, really crowded in this one, and there might even be 3 across the road at some times, because, for example, there might be someone on the right, you're passing them, and then someone even faster is coming up and passing you. Or any combination thereof. So just be really, really careful as it does get pretty crowded throughout the course. If you're the type of person that likes to settle in to their aero bars and just cruise for 50 miles, not the race for you. With all those U-turns and just the turns in general, you're going to really want to practice, turning. And not only when you make regular turns, slowing down, finding the nice line, and then accelerating out of the turn, but especially those U-turns. There's so many throughout the course that it can really add up to a much faster time if you've been practicing, decelerating, going around a tight turn, and then accelerating back up to your goal pace. It won't be such a shock to your legs. You can get back into your rhythm. But that decelerating, accelerating practice with some handling skills is really going to go a long way in this race. Hopefully the roads have improved, but there's always sections where you're riding ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. You just got to get used to it. Every rider's got to deal with it. It's not the whole course. Good news about the course, there's less than 2K of climbing, and none of the climbs or inclines are really, really steep. In fact, I found it a great time with some of those is it's a natural time where it's sometimes steep enough to get out of the aero bars and take in some fluids, some calories, and they're not that long, and so you have time to do that, and then you're typically going around a cone and then accelerating back downhill and then back to a flatter section. Last thing about the bike course, your family gets to see you like 9 times without even moving, so that's pretty cool. Finally, the run course. It is super flat, and basically it's a double out and back, but from transition, the way they do it is you actually go out only 2 miles, and then you come back through and head out the other way about another 2 miles or so, and then you come back. And so that's actually 1 loop, and you've actually hit transition twice. Then you repeat that again for a total of 4 times, which is how many times your family gets to see you with that 4th time coming down the finish chute. Almost the entire course is paved pedestrian path, and there is one section that you're gonna run twice that's a hard-packed dirt, sand, but mostly like a hard-packed dirt surface. All right, I'll say one more time if you missed it, there's no shade out there on that course. So it's gonna get up to about 90, give or take. Plan for that. If you are one of the faster people that finish and where it's not really hot, but you plan on cheering on friends and family and other competitors, there's no shade as a spectator either. So bring the sunblock, bring the protective clothing, get rehydrated, and have a great race. I really hope that video was helpful for you. If you stuck around long enough to find out who the heck I am a psychologist, a personal trainer, and an Ironman / Xterra triathlete, all smushed together to create Coach Eric, who's made a ton of mistakes, but wants to pass on the knowledge I learned from all those mistakes onto you so you have a better triathlon experience. So hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more of my mistakes and videos. And until next week, I'll see you on the trails.